Okay, I want to talk about something today because I keep defending you.
Yeah.
Answering these questions.
Yeah.
About handling koi.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because sometimes you have to pick them up, and some people think you shouldn't.
Sure.
But we want to explain that.
Yeah.
So we're going to do handling koi, netting, and all that stuff. But before the end of this video, I want you to show me how to hold a koi like a boss.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. That
All
sounds
right.
like a plan. Cool, let's do it.
So where do we start?
Well, we start with bringing koi into bowls, right? So generally in your pond, if you're moving the fish from one spot to another, I will always net a fish, put it into a bowl, so then I can properly put it in either like a plastic bag or a sock net, and then I'm able to move it to the next spot. If you ever try moving a fish or bagging up a fish from a net, per se, you have a really, really big chance of injuring it.
Okay.
Because this isn't designed to hold a fish. In fact, a koi net, you'll notice by design, is very shallow, and it has this big round circle here. So it's not really designed to catch anything. This is more of a guiding tool. So you'll see me you can use a very small net to catch a very large fish safely, because this job is just to guide it into a blue tub, right?
Yeah. Let's guide some in there.
Yeah, let's do some guiding. So the first thing you'll notice about catching koi, people always think you just want to put your net in there and sort of outmaneuver them. Well, these are koi. Like they have fins, they have gills. This is their home. This is where they move. They're always faster than you. So I find the way to catch koi is by being very slow and methodical and mellow, and just being slowly one step ahead of them. So it ends up looking very beautiful when trying to catch
I was going to actually
koi.
say that.
Yeah, it's like art. So I always follow the koi.
It's like art when you are catching the koi. Not everyone.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. So when I'm catching koi, I always tend to follow the head, because the head is what drives them forward. And so I know that's where they're going to be heading. So you see, I mean, I make it look pretty easy there. And we should probably...
And the net almost doesn't even have contact.
Yeah, exactly.
It's barely touching them.
Yeah, again, the idea is any sort of friction, like from this net, because this net's kind of rough, is bad. So we would never pull a fish out of the water like that. You notice we did this so quickly, but if you notice, the fish just came in through there.
Let's do another one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. See, I just tipped that fish into the pond.
Yeah, I know.
Now everyone's going to want to know, how come you just didn't do that
so that's
with the $60,000 koi? You touched it.
So that's fine to do.
Why would you risk it?
Because it looks nice. But more importantly, for me, it's good practice. There's all these different times where I'm using medicine, or when I'm bringing in fish from Japan, that this water that's in this blue bowl is toxic water. Meaning I wouldn't want that to get this water back into the pond.
So when they come from Japan, sometimes they're in the water for 24 or 36 hours,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Dump it in a bowl, the water's nasty, smells.
Oh, it's terrible. And the way the chemistry works, its pH is so low that the water isn't toxic to the fish for the moment. But if you brought that water into a higher pH tank, like a koi pond, it will release all the ammonia, and the ammonia becomes very, very toxic. And
to the rest of the pond.
Absolutely. Plus all the bacteria that's being developed in that bag over that short period of time. So it's really, really bad stuff. So in fact, when I bring fish in from Japan, I'll put them in an empty blue bowl here. I'll have a second bowl to kind of wash the fish. So I'll take it, put it in the second bowl, and wash it, and then actually pick it up and put it in the pond. Right. And so there's absolutely necessity to handling the fish, picking it up.
Actually handling it. And we don't want to do it with a net because there's more friction, all those little holes.
Oh yeah, and there's all of its weight is being pushed on its stomach. You'll see when we actually handle the fish, just like I said, the net is sort of guiding the fish. Picking up a koi is the same thing. You're actually never gripping the koi. You're balancing
cradling
the koi
it
in your hand. You're cradling it. Absolutely.
So let's get back to more why we handle koi.
Yeah.
I want to go to Japan. I would see all this harvesting going.
Absolutely.
And they net they use a seine and they pull all the fish to one side, and then you see these guys picking up these massive koi.
Absolutely.
And just putting them in bowls, picking them up.
Right.
And that's how the harvest goes, right?
Absolutely. That's
I got to
what
know
you
how to do this before we go.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to look a fool out in Japan.
No.
Right.
Please, no.
So should we get into proper handling techniques?
Okay, so we have, the beauty of putting them in a bowl and how to do it.
Right.
Why we're doing that, because I keep telling people, what about koi shows? Are they handling them at koi shows? I mean, is that important for judging?
Yeah. Well, I would. So we're moving fish in Japan. We're moving fish from tank to tank. To like move a fish from a regular circle to a ward circle, that kind of thing. And when you have professional koi handlers, absolutely, we're moving fish with our hands all the time. In fact, we're grabbing these fish and then walking them 10 feet this way. If you're not qualified or comfortable,
Confident. You have to have some
confidence is 100%. Yeah. This is 100% confidence. If you're not confident in that, then people are using plastic bags, and that works well too.
What about the sock net? The sock net seems to be like kind of. Is that really cradling them too?
Yeah. So there's different sock nets. There's sock nets that hold water, and that does a good job supporting the sides of them. And then there's sock nets that hold no water, and that's good for moving small fish that don't have these big organs and bellies, right, and things like that are just being compressed. So we use a sock net, or your hands are probably the safest way to hold a koi if you know how to do it properly.
Right. Well, why don't you teach us how to do that?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.